Okay, welcome. What I'm going to do today is go through a quick tutorial on using the library for research and how to break down an assignment to find out what you really need to get done. So what we see here is we're logged into CTU, and this is the library key up here. Notice you can find articles, web resources, or to ask a librarian. Today we're going to find articles and books, so go ahead and click that icon and you'll come up here and see where you want to search, and you're going to look through multiple databases, which is excellent. This is a great library. It has a lot of great resources, and it's really important that you use these to find yourself some resources. But the assignment itself, well, let's go over here to the task list. And this is the assignment. We're going to research an actual company of Business World cited violations for illegal and ethical violations. So using the internet and library, select one company that's prosecuted for violating the law transactions and then state your opinion. Well, I guess the first thing you want to do is find the company. So we'll do a quick search for that just to get you off and running. In case you have no idea, we'll do a Google search here, and to try to make it easier for you, we'll look at ethical practices and legal violations. So I'm going to copy that and I'm just going to paste it here. Now if we do a normal Google search, what you'll find is all types of companies in here, and some of them are news, some aren't. We have the Gulf oil spill with British Petroleum, Walmart, and BP Code of Ethics. But you can also go up in here into the news and search the news, because this is maybe something that's going to be someone newer, depending on when you watch this and when you do this. So Business World, Job Reports, Crime, Bernanke, Precious Metals, Elections. Right now, I think our normal search here would yield a good result. What we can do is go ahead and choose BP or Walmart. And if you don't want to do that, you can look up recent unethical business practices and do a search for that, and we have other things to find. I know a lot of people are familiar with Enron, so you just do a search with Enron and you'll find all kinds of information. Now remember, Wikipedia is not a credible resource, but I don't mean not use it. You can go ahead and click Wikipedia if you had no idea what's happening in Enron and read through this assignment, but don't cite this within your paper because it can't be edited by anyone. And that's the issue that you may have. So this gives you an idea of what was going on. It'll give you a background of Enron. And actually, the good part of Wikipedia is it does have external links and other resources that you can use that are more credible, where they show they have gotten the information from. References, for example, Anderson guilty in the Enron case and so forth. So let's say we decide to choose Enron, and we go ahead and click this link from the BBC, and we have this news article. It's still not considered academic research, but it will give you some type of research on here. So we go back to our assignment and we decide, all right, well, we're going to discuss Enron. So I'm going to open up here and put, okay, we're going to talk about Enron. This is our research assignment, okay? And we'll minimize that. Go back here, and using the internet, we'll look at the guidelines, and this is what we want to do. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and put that into my Word document. All right, I'll replace Enron with this and paste that in there. Okay, of course you're going to have a goofy font here because it's Verdana 8. Just highlight that, make it easier for yourself. Put it up to 12, and if you want to type in Times New Roman, that's fine. Okay, so internet, will select one company. So, all right, this is our first key assignment here. So we're going to talk about Enron, and we want to get some research on it. Okay. The second one, we're going to state your opinion on regarding the ethical implementations. Okay. So now we're going to put our opinion here, and then what has prompted this, I would leave that question in there. You can take the bullet out of it and make it bold so that you can actually leave that within the assignment. And then we know that we have to be 850 to 1100 words. I leave that in there in the meantime just so that you don't forget when you're doing your word count. Notice down here in the bottom left hand side you have your word count. Okay, now let's go do some research at the library. All right, we're going to go back up here. We're going to do a library research. And Enron, we're going to go ahead and search for Enron. And it will search all of these databases. Okay, so it's going to pull up the search in EBSCOhost. It's taking a second here. And we have a bunch of different resources. Notice we have 19,000 resources from 1990 to 2012. Well, we want academic research, so we're going to click this as peer reviewed and just update it. Now peer reviewed means it's been backed up with some academic data. So look at, we're down to 1,300. Okay, and we want a full text so we can read it. And since Enron happened in the late 90s, this is going from 93 to 2012, we can leave the dates on here. But now we have some information in here, and right here we have an academic journal based on the movie The Smartest Guys in the Room. We go ahead and click the PDF for full text, and we will have the full text of the article with the abstract on here that we can go ahead and read and get ourselves some information. But if you notice here, this is a pretty big document. Go ahead and click this. There's 29 pages to it. That's quite a bit of information. But let's say we're not going to use all of that. We want to use some of it from here as we read it. Well, we also want to cite it within our paper. So let's show you. I'm going to show you the quick trick here. Over here on the right hand side, we have a little button. We have obviously print, email, add folder, and cite. Personally, I click email and send myself the article in an email form so that I don't lose it. You don't have to do this, but I found that beneficial for myself, so I don't have to print it out. Now, if I click cite, right here we have APA formatting, not all of that. Go ahead and highlight all of this right here. Okay, hit Control C, we'll copy it. Now I'm going to go back to my Word document and I'm going to put in references right away, and I'm going to paste that right in there, and at least I know that it's APA formatted. Of course, this second sentence has to be in accordance to APA indented like this, which means you just click to the second sentence, hit the tab key, and then pull up here in your ruler file. If your ruler file isn't up here, you can go up here and view and click ruler there, and it'll go back in here. So now I have one of the references. Remember, that's going to be on a separate page from the body of the paper in accordance to APA, so right away I'll put it in a separate page. This way when I fill this in, it'll stay in a separate page on the document. Okay, let me minimize that again, and we go back in here. All right, and we have this article. All right, and in that case, I didn't do it, but let me do it for you here. Go ahead and email this to yourself. Click the email link, and it'll ask you email to and type in your email address and then send it to yourself. So now you have one article. It's sent to yourself. It's obviously an important article. There's a lot of information in here. It's going to be kind of tough to sift through to find out everything. So let's try to find another article that might give me a better idea. We used Wikipedia to read over and find something, and we want to look at this. All right, Enron audit failures and a compromise of ethics. So let's look at this article here. We'll click the article, or you can click the PDF. But if you click this article, it'll give me an abstract. And the article discussions for Enron's external auditors, Arthur Andersen, to perform auditing responsibilities. All right, well, let's say it's something that you're interested in. Then go ahead and go over to the PDF file, the full text file, to pull it up again. Notice this article is 14 pages, and it's probably only going to discuss Enron's case with Arthur Andersen and how they did not go against the general accepted auditing or accepted accounting principles. But again, you can email it to yourself or cite it. Well, I'm going to use this article, so I'm going to cite it again. And here we go. I'm going to copy that, paste that into my document under resources. Now, just to fill you in, these are supposed to be in alphabetical order. So C is first, perfect, Wilson, and notice if you entered it right there, it formatted it properly for you. All right, now let's suppose with APA formatting, we're going to use something out of the document. And here, let me explain paraphrasing to you. Now, I want to use this, explaining this within the document. I think this is an important fact here, okay, that here Arthur Andersen approved these two sentences, okay, so I'm going to copy those, and it goes against everything I said before, no copying, pasting, but I'm going to show you what I mean by this. You copy, you paste this in here, all right. Now, obviously, it's not formatted properly, and it doesn't matter, because underneath this, what you're going to do is paraphrase this. So, adherence to GAAP, which is the general accepted accounting principles, and applying accounting principles that reflect substance of transactions are directly related to each other. Arthur Andersen approved several accounting measures issued in apparent violation of accounting principles. Okay, so in this case, we'll put it in our own words. Arthur, I will just pause this because it'll take me forever with my typing skills for you to wait. Okay. So I have created this sentence here in what this sentence would be. When I paraphrased it or explained it in the same terms. But remember, I have to use an APA formatting. So one, I've redid this sentence. So let me delete that sentence. All right, so now I have no similarity issues, but I have to find out where it came from. Well, in this case, it did come from Wilson and Key, 2011. So now I have to cite it. Even though I did paraphrase it, I still have to cite it, which would be Wilson, comma, A, and what was the other author? Key, comma, G, comma, G, and that date was 2011. Okay, so now, and the only reason actually this gap, probably, let me cut that out. That should be after the first time it was shown to explain what GAAP is, General Accepting Accounting Principles. All right, so what we've done here now is we have a sentence that is going to be put into our paper, some factual data to support it, and this is how we paraphrase it, by putting information into our own words. That's what paraphrasing means. It means taking the same idea but rewriting it in our own words. All right, so we'll go ahead and close that off. We have this. All right, now we have other data. You have to go ahead and include it. This does not, listen, everybody has a different way of writing papers, so I don't want to harbor that. What I'm really looking at is how to do some research and how to incorporate it into your paper. All right, and we can always go back here and into the article and find more information if we choose to. We can also use another resource other than the library, and let me go back. We use BBC News here. What I'm going to do is click Google and show you Google Scholar. There is Google, and then go down to Google More. I'm sorry, I'm going quickly. And down here you have Google Scholar. I passed it. There it is. And click this. Now you have Google Scholar. How did you find that? I went real quick. I'm sorry. Click More, and then go down to Google Scholar. And then we can do an Enron search here as well. So these are articles that might not be in our database or on the library, or you don't have access to the library, you're working someplace else with the internet and you can't get to it. You can go ahead and use it. The only issue with Google Scholar is a lot of times there may be an article that you want to read, and you can't open it. So here's Understanding Enron. It sounds good for us to start off. And what we have here is an abstract on the paper itself. Okay, so we can email this, or let's say we want to download the paper. And in this case, it will allow us to download it, which is great. Sometimes it does not happen. Remember, though, when you are downloading this paper or emailing this paper, here's a suggested citation in here, which in this case is not in APA formatting. So you would have to redo the formatting with APA of how to do it in APA formatting. And I recommend that you can actually do that within a Word document if you have here. We'll go back. I'll open up the Word document. Okay, and there is a tool here for formatting. So if we went into here, we can actually go up here and references. And then let's say we want to insert a citation in APA formatting, and we'll go with 6th edition. Go ahead and insert, type to add new source, and you'd fill the information out here, and it would actually create the APA formatting. So if you didn't know how to do it or didn't know what you were looking for, this is where you can do it. So let me pause it and fill this out. Okay, so in this case, we were articles in a periodical. I didn't show you a type of source. It could be a book section, a journal article, articles in a periodical, conference proceedings, report, website, documents from it, electronic sources, film, interview, patent case, miscellaneous. Okay, in this case, we did that. We go ahead and click OK. I put this information in here. And notice it has now, did it do that? What happened? Okay. And notice it created the article, and what we have here is I put the name in backwards, John Coffey, but the citation itself, whenever we want to use it, we can go ahead and let's say we create something here and we want to insert the citation. We just click insert. It tells us which the citation is, and it automatically puts it in there for you. When I put it in, I put the name backwards. It should state Coffey 2000. So we got to edit the citation. And they put, it should be comma John. Okay. And then it will put it in properly. And that is how you create a citation within Microsoft. I know this is a long video and I apologize for the speed, but I would recommend using the library because it has a great amount of resources in there. Remember, you want to use peer-reviewed and full text so that you can rate it. You can actually narrow it down into different limiters, and when you're Enron, you can type in scandal, and let's say you just wanted to type in you just want to discuss accounting and then do a search, and it will yield different results than if you put Enron accounting scandal in one. And notice we're down to 122 results. So unless, if you did it this way and then got rid of these, now you will yield different results because all of this would have to be, and notice that we now down to 32, because in this case we're looking for keyword search, Enron accounting scandal. It has to have all three within the article or the title or the abstract, whereas it can, if you do an and, it can go in each one of them. And you can also select the field, whether you found an article and you're just looking for the author. In this case, let's say we were looking for the author on this article, which was Coffey, so we can actually go and select Coffey and author and then do a search and see if we can find the article there, which we may or may not be able to. And this is this is a Clark Coffey, so you can narrow that down to a J Coffey and so forth, and try to find the article if you don't get a full version within Google Scholar. All right, so that'll give you some type of idea of what you can do here to help yourself out with some research, and hopefully it's beneficial to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me, email me, and I'll be glad to try to help you out with it. Thank you.